Why did Rizal write the novel and call it Noli Me Tangere? According to the compilation, Noli Me Tangere or Do Not Touch Me are the words of Jesus Christ to Mary Magdalene when she visited the tomb of Christ on the morning of Easter Sunday. Rizal used the words Noli Me Tangere because the books contains things that nobody in the Philippines had declared to speak about because they were delicate matters and could not be touched by anyone. Rizal explains that there was once a type of cancer so terrible that the sufferer could not bear to be touched, and that disease was called Noli Me Tangere, and he believed that the Philippines was similarly afflicted. The social cancer or the cancer mentioned earlier was referred to the injustice, abuses of Spanish authorities and clergies and the defects of Filipinos. Also, the political, economic, educational, religious, and cultural life in Rizal's time is vividly described in Noli Me Tangere. So, when did Rizal start to write the novel? He started to write the novel in 1884 and completed it in 1887. Madrid, Spain, when Rizal completed the first half of the novel. And in Paris, he wrote 1/4 more of the novel. In Berlin, Germany, he finished the novel. Rizal was happy over the completion of Noli Me Tangere on February 21, 1887.
Si Rizal ay isang pambansang bayani ng Pilipinas at isang makatang Pilipino na nagmula sa panahon ng kolonyalismo ng Espanya. Sinulat niya ang Noli Me Tangere upang ipahayag ang mga pang-aabuso at katiwalian ng mga Espanyol sa Pilipinas. Narito ang ilang mga posibleng mga rason kung bakit sinulat ni Rizal ang Noli Me Tangere. Una, pagpapakita ng mga katiwalian ng mga Espanyol. Pangalawa, pagpapakita ng kawalang katarungan. Pangatlo, pagpapakita ng kahalagahan ng edukasyon. Pang-apat, pagpapalaganap ng kamalayang nasyonal at panglima, pagpapalawak ng kilusang revolusyonaryo. Ang pagsulat ni Rizal sa Noli Me Tangere ay nagbigay inspirasyon sa kanyang pagbasa sa Uncle Tom's Cabin ni Harriet Beecher Stowe. Ang Uncle Tom's Cabin ay tungkol sa brutal na Amerikano at miserabling buhay ng mga alipin sa katimugang Estados Unidos. Habang ang sa Noli Me Tangere naman ay nagpapakita ng pagdurusa ng mga Pilipino sa ilalim ng pamumuno ng mga praeling Espanyol. Inisip ni Rizal na dapat tulungan siya ng grupo ng mga Pilipino sa pagsusulat ng nobela upang makuha ang kani-kanilang mga opinyon tungkol sa kalagayan ng bansa. Subalit hindi ito na isakatuparan sapagkat hindi ito inasikaso. Kaya si Rizal na lamang ang nagsulat ng nobela. Pinagpatuloy ni Rizal ang pagsusulat ng nobela sa kabila ng hirap ng kanyang naranasan. Nawala na ng pag-asa sa Rizal na mailathala ang nobela hanggang sa nakatanggap siya ng telegrama mula kay Maximo Viola na bibisita ito sa Berlin. Gulat na dumating si Maximo Viola sa Berlin at nasaksihan niya ang nararanasang kahirapan ni Rizal. Kaya naman hindi siya nag-atubiling pahiramin ng pera sa Rizal at binigyan pa ito ng panggasto niya para sa pang-araw-araw. Nagdiwang silang dalawa ng Pasko ng masaya at tinapos na ni Rizal ang nobela. Naghanap si Rizal ng palimbagan ng mura upang mailimbag na ang nobela. Sa kanilang paghahanap ay sa wakas nakahanap sila ng palimbaga na 300 lamang ang singil para sa 2,000 pahina ng nobela. Subalit hindi pa ito dito nagtatapos sapagkat malapit pang hindi mailimbag ang nobela dahil napaghinalaan si Rizal na isang espiyang princess. Sa kanyang galing sa pagsasalita ay pinalaya siya at tuluyan na nga nailimbag ang kanyang nobela na pinamagatan niyang Noli Me Tangere.
Noli Me Tangere revolves around the life of a young Filipino named Juan Crisostomo Ibarra, scion of a wealthy family, who returns to his homeland after 7 years of vacation in Europe. Capitan Tiago hosted a feast and invited a number of notable individuals to their home. Padre Damaso criticized Ibarra at the banquet, but instead of attacking and confronting him, Ibarra gently excused himself, claiming he had important matters to attend to. Ibarra has a gorgeous lover, Maria Clara, who is the daughter of Capitan Tiago. Ibarra paid the girl a visit the day following the feast. Maria Clara read their old letters that Juan Crisostomo Ibarra had given him before he went to study at Europe. On the way before Ibarra went home, Lieutenant Ibarra revealed what had happened to the young man's father, Don Rafael Ibarra, who had passed away a year ago. Padre Damaso, according to the lieutenant, accused Don Rafael of being a heretic and a filibuster since he reportedly did not attend church or confession. All of this transpired after Don Rafael defended a child against a Spanish tax collector who died by accident. Due to this occurrence, an investigation was conducted while Don Rafael was in jail. Some of Don Rafael's secret opponents also came forward to accuse him of something that he didn't do. These incidents had a profound effect on his father, causing him to fall ill in prison, which ultimately led to his father's death. Padre Damaso was unsatisfied and ordered the exhumation and relocation of Don Rafael's remains to the cemetery of the Chinese. Due to the heavy rain at the time, the body was tossed into the lake rather than being relocated. So instead of seeking vengeance, Ibarra decided to continue his father's work. He constructed a school with Nol Juan's assistance. When the school was about to be blessed, Ibarra would have been slain if Elias hadn't saved him. And instead of Ibarra, the preparator was the one who died.
Father Damaso alludes the young man again. Ibarra would have ignored it, but when his father insulted by Father Damaso, he could not stop and tried to stab the priest. Maria Clara, his lover, merely stopped him. The Archbishop excommunication Ibarra from the Catholic Church due to this occurrence. Father Damaso took the advantage of the situation and commanded Maria Clara's father not to marry her off to Ibarra. Instead, the young woman is rumored to be marrying Linares, a young Spaniard. Ibarra was readmitted to the church after his excommunication was left with the assistance of Captain General. However, he was unexpectedly arrested and imprisoned once more since he was accused of leading the attack of the barracks. While the party was being held at Captain Tiago's house for the marriage agreement between Linares and Maria, Ibarra was escaped with the help of his friend Elias. Before fleeing, Ibarra and Maria had a chance to talk in secret. He rebuked the girl for the letter that was against him in a court. But Maria denied it vehemently. He said that the young man's letter was stolen from him in exchange for his mother's letter that saying that Father Damaso was his real father. The girl added, she said that she's marrying Linares for the honor of her mother, but his love for Ibarra will never change. After that, Ibarra fled with the assistance of Elias. They boarded a boat and traveled along the Pasig River till they reached the Bay Lake. Elias instructed Ibarra to recline them and then cover him with grass, but the pursuer caught up with them. Elias thought to mislead the pursuer. After that, he jumped the water and those chasing them thought that the one who jumped was Ibarra. Elias was shot until the water turned to blood. Maria Clara learned of alleged death of Ibarra. She was depressed and hopeless, so she pled with Father Damaso to allow her to enter the monastery or else she would end her life. Elias struck the legendary forest of the Ibarras. Here he saw Basilio and his lifeless mother, Sisa. It was Noche Buena while Elias was wounded and weak. Before he breathed his last, he said that he doesn't see the dawn in his country To the lucky ones, don't completely forget those who lost their lives in the darkness of the night.
In a piece published in Global Asia, the renowned sociologist Said Farid Alantas remarked, and I quote, "The Philippines' national hero, the writer Jose Rizal, was the first intellectual in Southeast Asia to think systematically about social and political issues. In fact, it could be said that Rizal's thought about the nature of Filipino colonial society laid the foundations for an original Southeast Asian sociology and colonial society." End quote. Rizal's first novel, the Noli Me Tangere, dared to describe, if not expose, the complexities and tragedies and color of life of the Philippines in the late 19th century under the Spanish colonization. Jose Rizal's Noli Me Tangere was all about the description of the Spanish colonization here in the Philippines and how the Spanish treated Filipinos badly. The novel depicted real-life events during the Spanish colonization in the Philippines, like the friars' command decisions were more powerful than the governor-general's decisions, social issues, injustice, and the Philippines as a backward country. The conflicts in the novel exist until today's generation, and it affects our society and a country that needs to learn and to read Noli Me Tangere. The conflicts that were dominant in the novel, like corruptions and abuse of power, remain the same problem up to this day. Corruption has been a significant obstacle to good governance in the Philippines in Rizal's Noli Me Tangere. It exposes the corrupt friars who made the Catholic religion an instrument for enriching and perpetuating themselves in power by seeking to coerce the ignorant Filipino in fanaticism and superstitions instead of teaching them the true Catholicism. Early on in Noli Me Tangere, the power abuse of the Spanish friars is clear. Ibarra learns that his father, Don Rafael, who publicly ridiculed the church and refused to attend the confession, had a run-in with the friars in his hometown of San Diego when he returns from 7 years in Europe. Similar to Chinese tactics, Filipino officials are punishing those who disobey lockdown regulations during the lockdown in the Philippines by confining them in small dog cages or making them sit outside in the bitter sun, among other humiliating and abusive measures.
Good morning, ma'am. This is my analysis on the Noli Me Tangere. So first is about sa Catholic Church. So ang Noli Me Tangere is maingon pod nato na anti-Catholic Church sa pagsulat ni Dr. Jose Rizal. So based sa iyahang pagsulat nga ang Catholic Church is ang isa sa supreme na authority katong nga panahon, and makonect siya sa contemporary world because kaya ang Catholic Church is naga-appeal pod sa sa government. So klaro sa atong constitution and bylaws na the separation of church and state, pero makonect siya gihapon tungod kay ang mga priests, no, so kasali sila sa ga-appeal sila sa talk sa government, and dili siya maiwasan tungod kay isa siya sa pinaka may authority dati nga panahon sa panahon ni Rizal katong decolonize to sa Spain. And siguro mapansin nimo na in every municipal hall or every city hall, so may katapad na simbahan. So dili gid siya ma-separate ang church ug state. And also, ma'am, second sa analysis is ang unequal justice system sa Philippines karon. So makita sa Noli Me Tangere sa chapter 4 na dito gikulong si Don Rafael Ibarra. So based sa story, based sa novel, so makita dito nga katong artillero gikuan niya ang bata, gisunlog siya sa bata, tapos gilabay niya, gibaston niya ang bata, and gitabangan ni Don Rafael ang bata. Tapos sa self-defense niya napatay niya ang katong artillero. So and other ato nadungagan niya hang sala. So gikuan na siya dito nagawas iyang tanan nga mga palihim na kalaban nga gusto siya ipakulong. So accuse siya nga nagkimkim siya og mga yuta and mali nga ways sa iyahang pagpadato. So sa pagkakulong niya ingnan pud siya na kuan siya erehe og subversibo hantod sa dito na siya namatay sa kulungan.
Noli Me Tangere is a novel that was an advisory for the Filipinos to fight against the colonizers and today's reminder of our history. The characters and the events in the story resembles our life, culture, belief of Filipino people. This literary piece will mark in our hearts the values that the novels tell us to be a good role model that will benefit our country. Reading this literary piece will make us realize the true meaning of nationalism and be a catalyst for change.
I added 5 factors to it. First is, the liberal Filipino ilustrado is incompatible with the friar. He cannot live quietly in his country. He is persecuted through all means and false conspiracies are even plotted which serve as a pretext to implicate him. Second is, the country is not for us, but for them, which are the friars. The country is for those of us who are born in it. If we advocate ideas of progress, it is for the foreigners. Third is, the Catholic religion, employed as an instrument of domination, resorts of thousands of tricks that convert it from the channel of lofty and disinterested sentiments into one for contemptible deceit. Fourth is, under the political regime, a voluntary union between Filipinos and Spain is impossible to endure. We speak, but we are not listened to. We ask with all courtesy for the rights that we consider our rights, and we are shown contemptuous. Lastly, there's a filibusterismo that causes more damage than any other. It is desperation and who pushes us to that subversiveness.